Alright you guys, hey, this is grekaosangel, and this is time, I've decided to take the time to show you guys what Project Catalyst is all about. If you can see here, I've got GameMaker 8, the Pro Edition, and I'm going to be showing you guys, I'm working on my own game, and I'm going to show you what I've managed to do, come up with so far. A couple things I want you guys to see. How little I'm actually using. I only have 3 sprites because I only have 3 objects, but what you'll see is I've taken the time to try and create more with little, the more with less kind of approach, and it really became difficult. And you know, I'll just show you how it runs, and then I'll show you the more programming aspect of it. Alright, let's see if we can do full screen with this. Alright, what we have here is the same object simply 4 times, but each time it has its own text, it has its own unique aspect about it. And this little blue square thing is going to represent a cursor, which just doesn't have a sprite, or at least a more advanced one at the moment. Now, you use the arrow keys to move the cursor up and down wherever it needs to go. And by pressing the space button on your keyboard, you're confirming the selection that it's on. So for instance, you select new game, it's going to tell you starts a new game. You move down to load game, it will say, well, it loads a game. And then when you move down to save game, it would save the game. Now, what I've actually just done today is I got this dialogue thing, which is the system I'm going to be using for text boxes. So it's going to be a text box with dialogue. Now, as you can see, we have hello. This is the first text box you've encountered. In order to progress text boxes, you need to press space. Now, what you may have noticed is that the cursor is just it's deactivated. It's gone. So that way, the text box is uniquely using the space button, and the buttons up here aren't going to do anything while this is in its program. So press space, it goes navigating and understanding the text box will be crucial to getting through the game. Space again. Now that you have the basic mechanic down, you may return to the start screen. Now you press space again, and it takes you back to where the text box is gone, and you can repeat the thing you've already done. Now, if you go back to the dialogue again, it's going to come up that you've already examined this mechanic before. You don't need to do it again. Goes back. You can repeat that over and over, but that's basically the whole point. And that's that. Now, what I want to show you guys is how difficult this is. So, the first thing that we do is we go to the room creation code for the main screen. And what we have here is how I got each button to be its own separate thing, and that's each button, when it's created, is at a different location, but it has its own unique local variable right here that is local to the test button. So that's where you get it. And then we have the cursor creation and various global variables that are used in other objects. For instance, we have a creation code which uses that local test, a draw function which draws the sprite, centers the text that is displayed, and various codes for what happens if the cursor is in collision with it, if it's new game, when you press space, what happens, etc., etc. The cursor really doesn't have a whole lot other than basically determining where it needs to be in an X and Y coordinate, which allows you to move it up and down. And the dialogue, which is what I just did, has its own text line local variable. Once again, draws the sprite, increases a dialogue line global variable, which then allows you to do your own specific dialogue lines. And that's basically all I've managed to do so far, and hopefully as I get more of these core systems developed, I'll be able to show you more and eventually start working on the actual game.